Hello students, welcome to English Classroom. I'm Dr. Suchitra Singh, Assistant Professor of English, VGDC, Vidyanagar. Today we'll be learning about prepositions for SEM 3. So semester 3, we'll start off with grammar, that is prepositions. Well, you have learned a lot about grammar, about prepositions in your previous classes, but now we will see a little more about it. Now look at this picture on the screen. What is it that we see in this picture? Now, when we look at this picture shows that there are the apples are positioned in different ways, right? Now let us look at this image. In this image, we see that the apple is above the box, right? Now, in this second image, we see that the apple is near the box, right? And in this image, we see that the apple is inside the box. If you come to this image, the apple is in front of the box. Now, when we go to this image, the apple is behind the box. Coming to this image, we see that the apple is on the box. And this image, it is beside the box. If you look at this image, the apple is underneath the box, right? And when you look at this image, the apple is in between the boxes. Now, what do we understand from this picture? We are trying to tell the position of apple, right? So in our daily language too, we use prepositions to tell the position of person, place, or things, right? Similarly, let us come to this second picture. Now, what do we see over here? This is Charminar, right? This monument represents Hyderabad, right? Now, if we look at this sentence, this says that Raj lives in Hyderabad. What is the preposition over here? In is our preposition, right? In where? In Hyderabad. So this is a preposition of place, right? Now we'll come to this picture. It is the picture of a bus stop. We see many students are there, and then there is a girl also who's sitting over here. Now let us look at this sentence. Geeta is at the bus stop. Where is Geeta? What is the preposition in this? At, right? And where at? At the bus stop. So this here, the preposition is telling about the place, right? Now let us come to this picture. What do we see over here? Time, right? Now let us look at this sentence. I will attend seminar at 10 o'clock. Now the preposition here is at. At what time? At 10 o'clock, right? Now we have used here at for time, and in previous sentence also we have used here in this previous sentence at the bus stop. That means what we learned, at is used for point of place and at is also used for point of time. Now look at this sentence. Exam is on 10th September. On is our preposition. On is used when we are talking about dates, exact dates, right? Then Sita's birthday is in January. Now for January we have used in. So in is used here for January, on is used for date, and at is used for 10 o'clock. So all are talking about time. So this is a preposition of time. Now you must have learned all this in your previous classes too. Now what is it? Why should we learn even at degree level? What is it that we are going to gain over here? Something that we already know, you might have asked the question. Now our objective is that when you learn your prepositions now, you will be able to identify and define prepositions You will be able to know what are the different kinds of prepositions. You will recall newly learned prepositions, right? You will also be able to demonstrate correct usage of prepositions, because generally we tend to make a lot of errors when we are dealing with prepositions. And then students will enhance their communication skills. Prepositions help us enhance our communication skills. To start off with, let us start with the definition of a preposition. What is a preposition? Prepositions show a relationship between two other words in a sentence. Now, the relationship may be between a noun, it can be between a pronoun, a verb, or two nouns or two pronouns, right? Now, let us understand this more clearly with an example. There is a book on the table, right? Now, which is our preposition over here? On, right? Now, the relation between one noun and the other noun, that is book and table, it is the relationship is being shown by using a preposition on, right? Book on the table. Now, let us look at the second sentence. Raj gave a letter to Geeta. What did he give? Letter. So are we concentrating on Raj or on give? We are concentrating on give, right? So we are concentrating on a verb, right? So here the relationship is between verb and noun, right? Similarly, look at this sentence. The rat was caught in the trap. What was caught? Rat. So are we talking about what happened to the rat? It was caught, right? We are emphasizing on the verb. So caught is verb, in is preposition, and trap is noun. So it is verb, preposition, and noun. Let us look at this other sentence. The player kicked the ball into the goal. Now what is this? Ball into the goal. Ball is noun, into is preposition, and goal is again noun. So we come to the conclusion that preposition shows a relationship between two other words in a sentence. That is, the relationship may be between noun, pronoun, verb, two nouns or pronouns, right? Now, there are different kinds of prepositions. Now, let us just brush up with what are the different kinds of prepositions. The first one is simple preposition. Now, when a preposition consists of one word, it is called single or simple preposition, right? For example, at, by, for, in, of, on, out, through, till, to, up, with, etc. Right? They're all one single words. Now let us see some examples. The apple is on the box. Which is our preposition here? On. It's one single word. There is some milk in the glass. Which is our preposition here? In. Right? One word. The train went through the tunnel. Which is our preposition? Through. And this is a single word. So, simple prepositions have one word prepositions. Now we come to the other word, other kind of preposition, that is called as compound preposition. Now, compound prepositions are those prepositions which are formed by prefixing a preposition to a noun, an adjective or adverb, right? And they are known as compound prepositions, right? Example, above, about, across, along, among, around, before, behind, below, beside, between, inside, etc. All are compound prepositions, right? Compound prepositions can be of two words, it can be of three words, right? Now let us understand this more by looking at the example. Children are running around the bush, right? We have added a word a to the word round prefix and we made a compound preposition around, right? So around is a compound preposition. The car pulled along the driveway. Here, along is our compound preposition, right? Now, look at this. My dog stayed outside my home in his kennel. Outside is our compound preposition, which is made up of two words, out and side. Now, the girl is sitting between two boards, right? So, between is our compound preposition. The tourist went about the city, and about is our compound preposition, right? Now, next, third one is you have preposition, phrase prepositions. Now, what are phrase prepositions? Those prepositions which are a group of words used with the force of a single preposition are known as phrase preposition, where one preposition has more emphasis, right? For example, agreeable to, according to, owing to, because of, in addition to, with a view to, in accordance with, on behalf of, right? Now let us see how we can use these prepositions in sentence. I attended the meeting on behalf of my sister. So on behalf of is a phrase preposition, right? We had to cancel our trip to Singapore because of COVID-19. Because of is your phrase preposition, right? I cooked the rice according to the directions on the book. According to is the phrase preposition, right? Now, let us look at some more examples. So these are phrase prepositions, right? Now, there are other prepositions other than compound preposition, phrase preposition, and simple prepositions. There are other prepositions also, and that is, one is preposition of place, right? Preposition of place denotes a place in a sentence. Example, to, at, from, away from, out of, behind, etc. are few examples. Now let us see how we will use these prepositions of place. Say, Ravi is waiting at the bus stop. Which is our preposition at? At where? The bus stop. The place is bus stop. Our house is behind the market. Which is the preposition in this sentence? Behind. Behind what? Behind the market, right? The cat jumped out of the window. Where? From where did it jump? Window. Out of is our preposition. I have never been to Africa, which is a preposition to. Where? Africa. So this examples tell us that preposition of place denote a place in the sentence, right? Similarly, we have preposition of time. Now, preposition of time denotes time in the sentence. Example, at, on, in, for, before, after, since, between. Now, these prepositions interchangeably we use depending on the context for time, place, and position. See, for example, here we have used in the previous sentence at. Ravi is waiting at the bus stop, right? Now here, see, I will say, I have a meeting at 9 a.m. When I'm talking about point of time, then also I need to use my preposition, that is at. Or when I'm talking about a particular place, right? I will use at. Now, his birthday is on 20th. Now, when I'm talking about dates, I'm using a preposition on. I have been living for 6 months, which is our preposition over here, for. And for how much time? 6 months. So we are using for a period of time, we use our preposition for. Then I have been living here since January. Which is our preposition? Since. Since what time? Since January, right? Now, these two are very, very important. In most of the competitive exams, they will ask when we should use for, when we should use since. Remember, for is used for a period of time, say 6 months, for 4 hours, right? So when you're talking about a period of time, you're using for, and since is used for point of time. Since January, since Monday, right? When I'm giving the exact point of time, we will use since. Next is prepositions of position. Prepositions of position denote position, right? For example, we use on, among, before, behind, in front of, etc. Now look at these examples. The apple is between the two boxes, right? The apple is in front of the box. The apple is behind the box. The apple is to the left of the box. The apple is underneath or below. The apple is on, right? Or the apple is next to. So here, between, in front of, behind are all prepositions that are telling us about the position of the apple. So we have these different kinds of prepositions which we use for different reasons, right? Next, what we are going to learn more over here is that we also form new words by joining verb plus preposition. And when we use verb plus preposition, it is known as prepositional verb, right? This is equal to, right? It's a mistake over here. This is equal to, right? So it is a prepositional verb. So verb plus preposition is equal to prepositional verb. Some verbs require specific prepositions to be used after them in a sentence. So the combination of such verb and its required preposition is called as prepositional verbs. Now let us see what they are. Say for example, agree. Agree is a verb. I add with it a preposition called to and it becomes agree to. And we use this word agree to when we are talking about something about a plan or a proposal, right? Say how to use it in a sentence. I agree to your proposal. So I use the word agree to. Now, when to use agree to, when to use agree with. See here, another word I formed where I said agree and I have attached it with the preposition with and it becomes agree with. And I use it with someone. When I want to say something, uh, agree with someone, right? I agree with your opinion, right? Now the difference is here, agree to is used for plan or proposals and agree with is agreeing with someone's ideas, agreeing with someone's opinion, right? Similarly, we have a word called appeal and I add a word, a preposition to and make it as appeal to, right? We appeal to a person, we appeal to higher court. How to use this in a sentence? He appealed to the higher court, right? Then appeal for. Appeal for, when to use appeal to and appeal for. Appeal for, we should use when we are requesting, right? Appeal to is when you want some more justice, right? Or you want to ask something, right? So appeal for, Tom appealed for help. He's requesting for help. Similarly, I add against to appeal and it becomes appeal against. This is used when you disagree with somebody's decision, right? For example, my lawyer appealed against the judgment, right? So in this way, we can use appeal against. Now we are learning this because this is how we can improve our language. Similarly, the word apologize. For that, if we add our preposition to, it becomes apologize to. Now you apologize to someone, right? Apologize, he apologized to her for his act. Maybe some bad act. So he apologized. Apologize for. Now, apologize to is for a bad act. Apologize for is for a bad behavior. right? Raj apologized for not answering the call, or students apologized for not wishing the teacher, right? So that is how. Then you have word called bring. It is a verb, and by adding your prefix to, you make it bring to. We use this as bring to light, right? To make something known. The video does bring to light some interesting issues, right? Similarly, for bring, I will add another preposition, bring down, and the whole meaning changes. This bring down, we use it when we are referring to prices. How we use this? The dealers have been asked to bring down their prices, right? Then again, to the very word bring, I will add the word out, and it becomes bring out. And bring out we use when we are talking about some facts or when we want to bring out a book. How to use it in a sentence? Sita intends to bring out a new monthly magazine, right? Similarly, a word called complain. With that, I attach a preposition of, it becomes complain of. That is, when something is a discomfort to you, you complain, right? Now, in the present times, you can use this sentence where I would say, in the present times, the doctors complain of being overworked due to COVID-19 patients, right? Or complain to someone. Complain to is you're trying to complain to someone, right? About someone's act or something like that. For example, have you complained to the landlord about the neighbor flat boys making a lot of noise, right? So that way you can use complain against. You complain against someone, something, right? Say Sachin filed a complaint against his boss. Now, parents have filed a complaint against online classes. So, this way we can use. So, what we learned today is that we can combine prepositions with verbs and form words which we can use in our daily language, and each one will have a different function. Now, in the similar manner, we also have prepositions that after prepositions, we use pronouns and we form new words, right? So, in English language, some prepositions are allowed to act as objects of prepositions, and they are called as object pronouns. Let us see what they are. For example, they are me, us, him, her, it, and them, right? Now, how will we use this? He gave a book to me. Now, our preposition is to and me is our object, right? So, this is first person singular. He liked all of us. See, we can learn language by this, right? So, he liked all of us. Us is first person plural, right? Then, I gave a book to you. To is our preposition and you is our second person singular, or to you all, it becomes plural, right? I gave a gift to her. To followed by an object her. Third person singular feminine. If I say to him, it will become masculine. I went to the library with them. This is third person plural, right? Now, next what we are going to learn is that I'm going to concentrate on some of the prepositions where we generally make errors. We get confused. We use them interchangeably most of the time. And prepositions is a very confusing part of speech, and we Indians tend to make a lot of errors. And today I will concentrate on that because most of your competitive exams, they will ask you about the usage of prepositions. So one such preposition where we tend to make a lot of errors is in and into, right? Say the pen is in the box. Now here the preposition is in. Now I have used in this sentence because it indicates state of rest. Now he came into the room. He came in the room, we shouldn't say. He came into the room. That means into indicates movement. So remember, in should be used when it indicates state of rest, and into should be used when it indicates movement, right? Next, he sat on the wall. Now here our preposition is on. On refers to referring to things at rest, right? And then the tiger jumped upon the deer, right? Upon refers to things in motion. So always use on when you're referring to things at rest, and use upon when you're referring to things in motion, right? Similarly, we tend to make mistakes when to use in and when to use at when we are talking about places, right? Now look at this sentence. He lives in Hyderabad. Now I have used the preposition in, right? Now, in is used with names of countries and states. He lives at Madhapur in Hyderabad. Now remember, at is used for small locations, right? And in is used for states or countries or capitals, right? There is also again confusion when to use by, beside, and besides, right? We tend to make lot of errors. So let us learn how to use it in the correct manner. My house is by the market. What is our preposition over here? By. When I say by, that means it is near the market. But again, the sentence I will say, my house is beside the market. When I say beside, it is just by the side of my house, right? Then near my house, there is a theater besides a market. Now here, when we are using besides, this means in addition to. For example, I'll tell you a better example. That is, I can speak besides English, I can speak Hindi and Telugu. So in addition to, right? Now another common error what we make is that between and among, right? Now between, how we should use the match between India and Pakistan. Always remember, between is used when we refer to two people, two groups, or two things, right? Now look at this sentence. The World Cup will be played among 16 teams, right? Among, I'm using over here when we are talking more than two people, two groups, or two things. Now these are few that I have told. There are many. You can search in the net and you will find so many prepositions that we get confused with. Now, we'll come to the next part of learning, that is prepositional phrase. Now, what is a prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase is a group of words that begin with a preposition and is usually followed by a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. Now, let us understand this very clearly with examples. There are fruits in the basket. Now, in this sentence, in is preposition and the basket is object. So, in the basket is known as a prepositional phrase, right? Similarly, look at the second sentence. The man with a brown coat. With is a preposition and a brown coat is the object. So, with a brown coat is our prepositional phrase. Now, prepositional phrases are of two types. They are adjective phrases or adverb phrases that we use to modify other words in a sentence. Now, let us understand what adjective phrase is, right? Now, when a prepositional phrase is functioning as an adjective phrase, it is giving us additional information about a noun or a pronoun in the sentence, right? It is telling us which one, what kind, and how many. Now, let us understand this with an example. Look at this example. You can use the mop behind you to clean the room. Now, in this sentence, behind is the preposition, right? Behind you is the prepositional phrase that functions as adjective phrase, right? Modifying the more in the sentence. So, it is called adjective phrase. Now, another example. The boy on the boat is my nephew. Now, the object of this prepositional phrase is boat. And the preposition on is telling us the relationship between the boat and the boy. Now we know that the boy is a noun. So this is an adjective phrase. Let us look at some more examples. Please wash the vegetables in the sink. Vegetables were in the sink, right? So it is telling something more about the vegetables. So this is giving the relationship between vegetables and sink. The girl in the pink top is my little sister. It gives relationship between girl and the pink top, right? Is the book under the chair yours? Right? The relationship between book and the chair, right? The house across the street is mine. It gives the relationship between the house and the street. So these are adjective phrases, right? Similarly, we have adverbial phrases. Now, what is an adverbial phrase? An adverbial phrase is a phrase, is a group of words that functions as an adverb. Adverb is what? Which tells us something more about the verb. Now look at this sentence. It irritates me when people talk during a performance. When does it irritate? When people talk. Talk what? Telling more about talk is during a performance. So during is a preposition. During a performance is a prepositional phrase that functions as an adverb modifying the verb talk, right? Let us look at some more examples. Adverbial phrase. The balloon drifted up the stairs. Drifted where? Up the stairs, right? Drifted is verb and it is telling something more about the verb. Our team won against all odds, right? Against what? All odds. The tiger crept over the grass. So this is all about your prepositions that we have learned, right? So we have learned what is a preposition, what are the different kinds of preposition, how we can frame new words by joining verb and a preposition and use it in our daily language, how we use a pronoun after preposition in our conversational language, and what are the errors that we make when it comes to prepositions, and what are prepositional phrases. Now let us do some exercises to know if we have really understood what we have learned just now. Now here, fill in the blanks with, this is from your textbook. So fill in the blanks with appropriate prepositions, right? So how will we do? Now the first one, the principal presided dash the meeting. Which preposition should come over here? Right? It should be over the meeting, right? The report dealt dash the academic activities of the college. What did the report deal? It dealt with the academic activities of the college. Then the third one, the principal thanked the students dash their cooperation. Thank their students. Which preposition should come here? For their cooperation, right? The chief guest congratulated the students. The chief guest congratulated the students, right? Dash their performance. The preposition that we have to use here is on their performance. Now here I'll give you a tip that congratulations will always take the preposition on, right? Now, he said that the secret, he said that the secret dash, he said that the secret dash success lies in hard work. Now, what is the preposition that has to come here? The secret of success. It is always of success. So you remember this, success will always take a preposition of, right? Of success, right? Then similarly, next one. He advised the staff not to quarrel dash themselves. Now, staff is plural, more than two. So when you have more than two, you must use your preposition among. And when you have only two, we should use our preposition between, right? It would be wrong, he said, to complain dash each other. Your preposition here should be against each other, right? Now he warned that he would not put up dash, right? He warned that he would not put up dash any indiscipline. What is your preposition? He would not put up with any indiscipline. The last one is dash a brief speech. The guest gave away the prizes. The answer is after a brief speech, the guest gave away the prizes. So this way you have learned how to use your prepositions appropriately. Which preposition to use where. Now let us see what are the common errors that we do. So let us find out the errors in this sentence. Say for example, he picked up a fight with me. Generally, we use this, right? We say, he picked up a fight with me. But we should say, he picked up a fight against me. Second one, I ordered for a coffee. Now remember, ordered will never take a preposition. You have to say, I ordered coffee. Third one, he replied me in the negative. Now here you have to use a preposition. He replied to me in the negative. Fourth one, write the answers with ink. This is very, very important, right? You should say write the answers in ink, right? Then always in ink you should say, but we all make a mistake with ink. This paper is inferior than that. Now the error over here is, remember, inferior and superior will always take a preposition to and not than. So it is the paper is inferior to that. Now next one is that he is unable to move from the bed, right? He is unable to move from the bed. We should not say from the bed. He is unable to move out of bed, right? That is what another error we do. Now, they were talking something. We always say, but we should use our preposition about over here. They were talking about something, right? Everyone should pray God. No, everyone should pray to God. It should take a preposition to. He will be cured from his fever, right? It is, he will be cured of his fever. He is suffering. Suffering, when you have the word suffering, then you should say from, right? The building is built by bricks. It is not built by bricks. It is built with bricks, right? This is a comfortable house to live. Now it's not just live, it has to be live in, right? So these are the common errors that we do. Now let us look at how we can use our prepositional phrases. Now there are some prepositional phrases over here. We should use the appropriate one. Say dash, it was a pretty good film. Which one we will use? On behalf of, on the whole, in any way, out of, according to, right? Which one are we going to use? So here we will use, which one will dash, it was a pretty good film. So what we'll use? We'll say on, right? The answer is which one? It was a pretty good film. On the whole, it was a pretty good film. Can I help you? Which word will you use? Can I help you in any way? Right? Then I gave a presentation dash of all my classmates. What will you do? Which word will you use? I gave a presentation on behalf of all my classmates, right? Then we all have to work dash government rules. Now, which one? There are only two left, out of and according to. So which one we are going to use? According to government rules. He opened the attachment, right? He opened the attachment out of curiosity, right? Now let us look at this. Now here again there are 5 words. we will see which word will come. He withdrew his application dash his rival. He withdrew his application in favor of his rival, right? And then dash the heat we all work during summer. Which one we will use? In case of, instead of, in addition to, in spite of, right? In spite of the heat, we all worked during summer, right? Then dash a fire, exit from the near window. Now you have two words that are left. So which one will you use, right? In addition to or in case of? In case of, right? In case of a fire, exit from the near window. Dash the crew, right? Dash the crew. There were 60 passengers on the flight. So here the phrase that you have to use is, in addition to the crew, there were 60 passengers that were on the flight, right? Now, so now we have done these exercises. So you all know what is preposition, right? What are the different kinds of preposition, and how we can use our prepositions, right? Which appropriate preposition should be used at which place, and then how what are the errors that we commit while making our prepositions, right? What are the errors that we commit while using our prepositions? Then how we can make prepositions, adding prepositions with verbs, and how we can make words, and how you have to use the words for different purpose, right? Similarly, we also use pronouns after prepositions and use in our daily language, right? And then we learned what are prepositional phrases, and what is adverbial prepositional phrase, and what is adjective prepositional phrase. So here we have learned something more about prepositions. So I hope you have understood this class. You know how important prepositions are. Now you know what are the errors that we make while using prepositions, which preposition should be used over where. Now, if you want more information, all you have to do is that go and browse to know what are the common errors that we make while using our prepositions, right? So I hope I've made it very clear. Try to do these exercises. Try to understand why you have used that particular preposition over there, right? We have done it. But now you sit back and think why we have used that particular preposition over there. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the group. Thank you so much. Stay safe, use your masks, maintain distance, and go out only if it is necessary. Otherwise, stay safe. Have a nice day.